Hi, I'm Patrick Barnard, Group Managing Editor for TMCnet, coming to you from Interactions 2011 here in Indianapolis. This is Interactive Intelligence's annual user forum. And joining me is Todd Zerbe, Director of Product Development for Interactive Intelligence's client group. How you doing, Todd?
Very good.
Good, welcome. So big exciting news at this show, the announcement and introduction of CIC 4.0.
Yeah.
A lot of improvements across the board in this new version of the platform. And I know that your particular group was definitely heavily involved in the development of the product. And I was just wondering if you could just speak to the improvements in terms of feature sets and functionality in this new version compared to the previous version from your group's perspective.
Sure. Yeah. There's just so many things that we've done with this release that it's hard to to even summarize. But I think from our group. The one thing that I would say is sort of our all-in-one offering. We've always had an all-in-one solution,
right.
But with this release, we've taken and we've written one of our products called Interaction Supervisor, and we've put that into an application that we have called Interaction Center Business Manager.
Okay.
And what that allows you to do is, even though we've been an all-in-one solution for a long time, this gives you one application where you can go in and you can do all your quality monitoring. You could do adherence reports with our optimizer. So for workforce management, you can get access to recordings and quality monitoring that way. And you can do monitoring for queues, all your speech analytics and reports, all from a single interface. And I think that's really strengthened our kind of all-in-one solution story.
Okay. Prior to that, was it all individual web interfaces for monitoring as per each application, or was there not one available, or is this, you understand my question?
Yes.
Does this represent consolidating all of the functionality into a single portal?
It's been somewhat consolidating. We've always had like a single point of administration. We've always had good strength there. Mm-hmm. But in terms of some of the different product offerings that we've had, our interaction optimizers, our workforce management, our interaction recorder, quality monitoring, and then some of our other core products, they have had different interfaces.
Right.
And so this sort of brings those all into the same application. So if you're the type of a manager or supervisor of a call center where you're interested in those various areas of your call center, you can kind of see that in all in one place.
Okay, so is one way of looking at it is being able to take those web administrative interfaces and taking the pieces of them that are appropriate to what you're trying to do and combining them into one interface?
Yeah.
Is that one way of looking at it?
That's a way of looking at it.
Right.
Most of the applications in Interaction Center Business Manager are all desktop-based apps. So okay. We do have a stronger offering in our web-based apps as well. We have the guys have done a great job with our web client, and we have a new web administrator that we're releasing.
Right. Yeah.
And so
that's part of the reason I asked about that. Yeah.
And those things are big. Again, big features that we're releasing as part of 4.0. In addition to that, I mean, just some of the architectural changes that we've made for scalability and reliability. As we've kind of went through this architectural change, one of the things that has come out of it is sort of our third party. We've always had an open platform, but we have a third party API in our iSlide SDK. And
right.
So now with that's become more robust. We've added more things to it, some of the real-time statistics. Many of the things that you can do with our apps, our customers can integrate with and bring those statistics or that call control into their own applications if they would like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, great. And I understand there's some sessions or some tracks here focusing in on the iSlib SDK.
Yeah, there were a couple, a lab and also a presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked about those.
All right, great. So in terms of the client group, what's when it comes time to come out with a new version, tell me a little bit about your group's specific function in terms of what your involvement is in that development.
Well, the Interaction Center being a client-server-based solution, our group being the client group, we write many of the client applications, especially the core client applications like Interaction Client, Interaction Supervisor, our Interaction Administrator, Attendant, and so on. So we deal with those interfaces, but we also have, over time, taken on a few of the server-side subsystems as well. So for us, we were pretty much very involved in the rewrite of our Interaction Supervisor. We did a number of different features for Interaction Client. And one of the things that we're doing right now, which I think is really neat to watch, watch us go through as a company, is we're just so focused on reliability and scalability. And we have meetings a lot with our testing department where we will kind of go through the latest tests and the scenarios that we're trying to run to simulate these really large deployments where you just have many thousands of call center agents and call center supervisors with hundreds of thousands of alerts and trying to simulate those things and working out any issues that you might have in a really large deployment. That's pretty fun and interesting to see.
Okay, great. Anything else in terms of the improvements that you would want to highlight? I mean, we talked quite a bit about reporting and some of the clients, associated clients with CIC. What about bringing the processing down into the media server, all the processing?
That's going to be a huge architectural advantage, I think, for us going forward. I don't know how many people you've talked to here, and it probably sound like a broken record. I would have to imagine that some of the biggest buzz has probably been around our analyzer product. And,
right. The
we
speech
have
analytics pieces.
And the stuff that we're able to do as far as tagging recordings and being able to real time monitor calls and alert somebody when maybe there's a call that's not going the way maybe it should be. That stuff I just think is so cool, and what we've done is neat, but we've really just scratched the surface with sort of the technology that's been developed with that analyzer product. So I'm most excited about that, not just for 4.0, but the future of all our products going forward. I think it's going to be big. Right.
And I think a lot of the improvements also mean that it's going to be better for multi-site operations. The fact that you're able to consolidate all the reporting, web administration, and as you were saying, scalability, reliability, redundancy, all that is all really critically important for these companies that have multiple contact center locations, remote agents, home-based agents.
Yeah, and definitely media server is going to help us with that. I was kind of mentioning you before some of the, especially in the later phases of 4.0, how we've really focused on just the reliability and the scalability of it. Another area of it, because we also do cloud-based hosted type offering, is looking at things like latency. So introducing latency and bandwidth restrictions over our links and making sure that we can handle, connections that aren't, maybe up to the same standards of what you would have, obviously, on a local area network.
Right. Okay, great. Okay, good. Well, thanks very much for your time, Todd. I appreciate it. We've been talking to Todd Zerbe, Director of Product Development for Interactive Intelligence's Client Group, and we're coming to you from Interactions 2011, which is the company's annual users conference. Todd, thanks very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.